The end.
The 30 pages? Okay. I didn't know if he was about to start reading. Then I'd be like...
No.
No,
No, ma'am. They're just waiting. We're giving some time for people to come in. That's it.
Did you tell people it was like going to be a guest reader?
No. Because I didn't know if he was going to do it. Hey, everyone. Sorry for the late start. Kind of got caught up in traffic. But I'm glad that you guys were able to make it here today. We are on the finale of Little Man, Little Man. This will be the last reading of it, and then we'll be done with the book. As always, keep in mind, you can write your suggestions. What type of books would you like for us to read? What would you like to hear? Adventure, action, mystery. We're open to pretty much any book. We just would prefer that they were by Black authors. Because we want to boost the exposure. Yeah, representation matters. Give it a couple more minutes. I appreciate everybody's support too, by the way. It's been great. This is a fun experience, man. I'm actually enjoying it. But give it a couple of minutes so everybody can come in. How's everybody's day been going? Today, Tuesday. Hopefully everybody's having a great Tuesday. It was. It was. Let's I gotta send my auntie the link. You don't have. There she is, huh? All right. Couple more minutes. Man. Well, happy Black History Month, y'all. Everyday Black History, but with this extra blackity black during February. What's something that you knew that you learned about a Black person today? Let me see. Okay. So I think that we'll go ahead and get started. I'm actually really excited for today's reading because my wife finally decided to join one of the starting members of Reading with the Olivers. This is my wife, Kelsey. She's going to read the last part of it, and she's also going to provide you guys with the Black Fact of the day. Without further ado, here she is. You nervous?
Yeah, I am nervous, actually. Hey, everybody. How are y'all today? Happy Black History Month. Like my husband said, every day is a celebration of Black history, but especially this month because everybody's celebrating with us.
Everybody.
So my Black History fact is something that I learned new this year, that the first electric elevator was invented and patented by a Black man named Alexander Miles in 1887. So yeah, that wasn't something that I learned in school or in life until like last week. So yeah, that's my Black fact for this week. If you have any, can you like put them in the comments or little known or stuff that you know? Because I'm super into that stuff. So yeah. Let me see. Am I starting on page 60? Husband? Am I starting on page 60?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get started. TJ don't think they're going to leave him. He's just afraid something happened to them. He don't know why. It a feeling come on him all of a sudden. He don't know why. WT's daddy gone. Don't nobody know where. And WT's mama ain't hardly never home. WT got to carry the keys to the house around his neck. and Blinky lived with her aunt. Her mama went away with somebody. So TJ got scared sometimes in the middle of the night. His daddy say don't want no crybaby for a son, so he don't cry, but he just lie in bed, stiff and still. Then sometime, he finally hear noises from their room. He hear one of them get up and go to the bathroom. Then he go to sleep. But sometime he stay awake till morning if he don't hear no sound. He don't got up and he don't cry or nothing because TJ's daddy drive a taxi all day and he need his sleep. He not scared of Miss Beanpole the way he's scared at night. If he's so scared of her, why all the time in her house? No, he ain't exactly scared. But Miss Beanpole, a strange woman, living down here all by herself and sitting in that window like she waiting for somebody. Who she waiting for? And she old as time. She give him the money now and she tell him what she want. She want a 1/4 pound of cheese and a loaf of bread. He always say, that all? And she always say, yes, hurry back. And sometimes she put her hand on his forehead, just for a minute, like she thinking of something. Then she marched to the door and pulled back that stick and unlocked the locks. The minute Blinky see him, she say, now where you fixing to go? It's funny, when he go to the store for Miss Lee, WT got to go with him, and that all right because Miss Lee say so. But when he goes to the store for Miss Beanpole, he like to go by himself. He don't want nobody watching out for him. He going to have to go to school by himself. But Blinky see him and WT see him and Miss Beanpole sitting in the window. So he can't just run out the block. He don't say nothing to Blinky. He say loud, WT, I got to go to the store. You want to come with me? WT real cool. He look quick at Miss Beanpole and he say, yeah, baby, I'll come with you. He look quick at Blinky and give her back to the rope and he say, you want to come too? And he look quick at TJ. Blinky say, yeah, I'm coming. And WT say, well, let's move it. And they head out the block and it all right now. They got to 1 block west to 7th Avenue and then they go to 2 blocks down. So they go past Walter's Bar and Grill and get to Lenox Avenue. WT holds TJ's hand while they wait for the light. Then they cross Lenox Avenue and start down the block to 7th Avenue. This block always seems real sad and strange to TJ. He ain't never on this block, so he don't know nobody. The woman sitting on the stoop like they ain't got nothing to do, just sitting and looking. The men is standing and walking. Don't look like they got nothing to do neither. Somehow, it always seemed to be silent on this block. Nobody don't yell at nobody. Nobody play no music. There are 3 churches on this side of the street. There are about 4 churches on the other side of the street. TJ hop, skip, and jump down the block. WT and Blinky right behind him. They pass the liquor store on the corner and they turn left. They're at the barbershop with the men standing in front of it and the men inside. They're the dude outside who sells Muhammad Speaks. TJ's father read Muhammad Speaks sometime, but then he say, don't believe everything you read. You gotta think about what you read. His mama say, but read everything, son. Everything you can get your hands on. It all come in handy one day. TJ really don't understand none of this yet. But she say, don't worry. You gonna understand it. The other side of 7th Avenue all empty. They done tore down all the buildings. Don't nobody know where all the people used to live there moved. It looked like winter, far as the eye can see. There a long iron fence all along the avenue. There a sign on the fence that say, this property belonged to so-and-so, and they're going to build something on it when they get ready. There are not many people in the store. It's a little store. He a Puerto Rican, the man who run it. TJ asked for the bread and cheese, and the man look at him kind of funny. But then he smiled and sliced the cheese and give TJ the bread. TJ give him the money, and the man smile. Say, adios, muchachito. TJ say, adios. And WT say, adios. When they get outside, TJ want to know, what do adios mean? It mean goodbye, Blinky say. But she ain't say nothing to the man in the store. He said, adios, muchachito. That mean goodbye, little boy. My hand's sweating. So good. How do you know? Asked TJ. I got friends who speak Spanish, Blinky say. They go back home by another block, and TJ take the bread and cheese to Miss Beanpole, and she give him 2 cents, and she rub his forehead again. When TJ came out, WT whispered, how much she give you? Miss Beanpole back in her window. WT don't want her to hear him. She give me 2 cents, TJ say. And he look at Blinky real quick, but she act like she don't mind. Let's go to the candy store, WT say, and they run down the block across the street to the candy store. They buy some bubble gum and they give some to Blinky. Then they run back across the street and start running down the block. TJ a little ahead of them. He running, and then he bounce his ball hard as he can, and he go way up, and he rise up to catch it. He rises up, something comes down, but it's not the ball. It flashes, flashes, flashes over his head like lightning, like thunder. It crashes at his feet. It like a big explosion, like a bomb falling on him. And TJ scream and start crying. He on his ass. On the sidewalk crying. WT just come running. And Blinky scream, WT, lift TJ up, he say. You hurt, man? You hurt? There's glass all over the sidewalk. There's some glass even in TJ's hair, and WT brush it out real careful and it make a funny kind of sound when it hit the sidewalk. You lucky it didn't hit you in the eye, WT say, just like a real old man. TJ ain't bleeding, he ain't hurt none, but he's still crying and he still done lost his ball. But Blinky say, WT, your foot, look at your foot. You standing in a pool of blood. And they all look down at the ground. And it's true. WT got that hole in his sneaker and he done stepped on the glass and his foot be bleeding something awful. TJ stopped crying because he's scared for WT. WT didn't say nothing, but he looked like he gonna vomit. Come on, Blinky. Come on, Blinky say. Come on. She take WT by one hand and TJ hold him by the other. And she led them down the steps to the basement to Mr. Man's house. Blinky yelled, Mr. Man! Hey, Mr. Man! Come on out here! It dark in the basement, nobody around. WT start to shiver. Mr. Man! Blinky yelled. Mr. Man! Mr. Man come out the furnace room real slow and he switch on the light and he look at them. At first he say, what's the matter? Like he don't want to be bothered. And then he say, come on in here. And he opened the door to the other side of the basement hall where he lived with Miss Lee. He take them from the kitchen to the bedroom and he stretched WT out on the bed. He take off WT's sneaker and he say, what happened? WT don't say nothing. His skin the color of a lemon, but he don't cry. He hold TJ tight by one hand. A bottle fell off the roof, Blinky say. Mr. Man look up. He looks scared all of a sudden and sick. Off this roof? He asked Blinky. I think so, Blinky say. We was just in front of the house. WT's foot just keep dripping and dripping. It's a big cut. You got bandages? Blinky say. Her glasses just shining, like they scared as she is. Go see if you can find my wife, Mr. Man say. Blinky run out and Mr. Man get up and go to the kitchen and come back with a basin of cold water and a big towel. Don't be scared, he say to WT. It ain't nothing. It just bleeding a lot. We stop that in a minute. He pulled WT to the side of the bed so he can get his foot in the water. TJ just standing there. Mr. Man look up and he say, hold him up, TJ. So TJ put his arm around WT and hold him, and Mr. Man start washing WT's foot. The water turned dark with blood. WT catches breath and starts shivering again. It ain't nothing, Mr. Man say again. Just be cool. We have it fixed in a minute. He start to drying WT's foot with the towel. When he dry it, the blood's still coming out, but not as much as before. Mr. Man look at WT's foot real careful and he run his fingers along the cut and WT scream. Now be cool, Mr. Man. I just gotta make sure ain't no glass in this cut. As he washed WT's foot again. Then Blinky and Miss Lee come in. Miss Lee looks scared to death. She look like she don't know what she doing. She don't say nothing. She goes straight to the bathroom. She come back with some bandages and peroxide and iodine. She come back to the bed and she say, let me do it. Mr. Man move away and stand up and he look down on Miss Lee in a very strange way. It like he don't want to hit her at the same time he want to kiss her. It like he want to strangle her. It almost like he going to cry. Miss Lee say, this going to sting a little, WT. But I know you going to take it like a man. She put the peroxide on some cotton and she rubbed WT's foot. WT started to shiver again and he leaned hard against TJ. The peroxide makes bubbles on WT's foot. Miss Lee do this about 2 or 3 times and the bleeding almost stopped. Then she say, now hold on, WT. She paint the cut with iodine. WT's face covered with sweat and he leaned harder than ever on TJ. But he don't say nothing. Then Miss Lee start to bandaging the foot real careful. Blinky asked, did you used to be a nurse? Miss Lee don't look up. She keep on with what she doing. Then she say, yes. She look quick at Mr. Man before I got married. Mr. Man sighed, and he looked more evil than ever, but he hold his peace. Miss Lee cut up and some adhesive tape, and she wrap it around the bandage to keep it in place. There, she say. Now look up at WT. You a real brave little man. She stand up and she move TJ out the way and she make WT lay back down on the bed. She smile and say, we ain't got no gin, but we can give you a Pepsi Cola. Would you like that? WT say yes and try to smile. Mr. Man say, but we had us some gin this morning. And he look at her real hard and go over to the record player and he turn it on. It's like he got something to do with his hands or he don't know what else to do. Miss Lee don't say nothing. She just go in the kitchen and she come back with 2 bottles of Pepsi Cola and 3 glasses. And she fill a glass for WT and Blinky and TJ. But all of a sudden, she starts to cry. Why she crying? TJ asked Blinky. She been sick, Blinky say. She real sick. WT look at Miss Lee and Mr. Man and he start to shiver again. Mr. Man say real low and evil between his teeth. I've been telling you about that roof. One of these days I'm gonna have going to put you away again. Miss Lee stopped crying and she walk over to WT and she take his face in her hands. Little man, she say. Little man. WT just stare at her with eyes real big and then tears start rolling out his eyes. Blinky say, come on, WT, you can walk, can't you? Miss Lee kissed WT and she can't hold him in her arms for a minute. Then she move away and she look quick, just for a minute at Mr. Man, but WT watching, and TJ watching WT. And he more scared now than he ever been at Miss Beanpole's house. He more scared than he ever been before, and he don't know why. Blinky's glasses just shining like diamonds. Blinky look hard at WT, and finally she say, just like she older than time, you better start walking, little man. Then she start moving, dancing to the music. She putting on a show for WT. Really, she just want to make him smile. TJ watching WT. Pretty soon, Blinky do something to the music to make Mr. Man laugh. Then Miss Lee laugh, and Mr. Man put one arm around her shoulder. WT still just lying there and watching, but then TJ thinks, shucks. He started into doing the African strut, and WT just crack up. And it says that's the end of Little Man. That's all she wrote, guys.
You want to say something? Or?
I don't know what to say. So,
all right.
Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be back to read some other stuff at some other time. If my god sister's watching, she's gonna say, read something that you wrote. I know her. Is she watching? I can't tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, Janelle is? Okay. Yeah. But, yeah, did you want to come back and say something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye,
Here you go, babe. Here's your phone. Thank you. Hey, everybody. Thank you. You killed it, babe. It's exciting. It's pretty exciting. Well, again, hey, how long have you been transitioning? Oh, man. I don't know.
It's what?
I don't know. Sammy. Yeah, I'm not sure. I had to send you a message to get some more details about that. But everybody, yeah, it is. It's kind of crazy. All right, but thanks for coming to check out the reading, guys. Keep in mind, keep in mind, we're always open to recommendations. Feel free to comment those below, like, share, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a nice one.